10 Best Picks presents the top 10 best Windows laptops. Starting at number 10. HP Chromebook 14-inch HD. You only need to spend a bit of time with the HP Chromebook 14 to realize that Chromebooks aren't the weak laptop alternatives that many make them out to be. Apple and Windows devices may dominate the market, but this newer type of portable certainly has its place in the world, and this offering from HP only cements that. The HP Chromebook 14 comes with enough features and the kind of performance that might make you consider switching. This machine is for you if all you need is an affordable device that will let you browse online, tackle basic productivity tasks, send emails, and stream shows. And its gorgeous 14-inch display, quality trackpad, and fantastic keyboard round it up nicely. You'll find no shortage of inputs on the Chromebook 14. The left edge features an HDMI out port, a security lock slot, a USB 3.0 port, a headphone jack, and a microSD card slot. Along the right, you'll find the power connector and two USB 2.0 ports. Ideally, I would have loved if all three USB ports supported USB 3.0, but there's plenty of connectivity for most users. As a writer, I'm picky when it comes to keyboards, and I was pleasantly surprised by the typing experience on the Chromebook 14. The keyboard feels responsive with clicky keys and plenty of key travel. The keyboard flexes ever so slightly when I pound heavily on it, but under normal use, it isn't mushy at all. My gripe is there's no dedicated caps lock key. A search key takes its place and must be triggered while holding the Alt key. It isn't a big deal, but it makes it more difficult to impulsively tweet in all caps. At number 9. Huawei MateBook X Pro. When Huawei released the original MateBook X Pro in 2018, it was one of the best high-end ultrabooks you could buy. Its nearly bezel-less display and premium construction made it stand out among both its Windows and Apple competitors. 2 years and 3 revisions later, the competition has gotten better. Apple's MacBook lineup is in a better place in 2020 than at any point since 2016. And on the Windows side of things, you can't go wrong with an Ultrabook from Dell, HP, or Asus. The question then becomes, is a minor refresh enough to keep the MateBook X Pro at the top while almost anyone who sets their eyes on the MateBook X will fall in love with its display? The specific characteristics of that screen make it better suited for some use cases over others. In particular, its 3:2 aspect ratio makes the most of Windows 10's snapping function. Add 100% sRGB coverage and a 3000 by 2000 resolution, and you have a display that's perfect for productivity tasks like writing and photo editing, as well as watching video content. Overall, the MateBook X Pro has one of the better keyboards I've used on a Windows laptop, but it's not perfect. Key travel is on the shallow side, and the spacebar didn't feel great. At least on my unit, the left stabilizer has more give than its right-hand counterpart, so no two taps of the key feel consistent with one another. Comparing it to what Apple offers, what's here is, unsurprisingly, better than the Cupertino company's old Butterfly keyboard, but not quite as good as its new Magic keyboard. Number 8 of my list. Samsung Notebook 9 Pro. The 2019 Samsung Notebook 9 Pro is perfectly fine. For instance, Samsung used a full-size Active Pen instead of its compact and debatably more useful S Pen. The S Pen stores in the body of Samsung's other laptops including the new Notebook 9 Pen and never needs to be charged. The Pro's Pen has no garage or holder and requires the unusual AAA size battery. The Pro's Pen also lacks all of the S Pen's Air Command features that give it an edge over other pen-enabled 2-in-1s. Also sacrificed to the design gods are ports. The Pro has 3 USB-C ports, a microSD card slot and a headphone mic combo jack. That's certainly not unusual for premium ultraportables these days, but it does mean you'll be carrying around adapters. The Pro can charge through all of the USB-C ports, however. Not that you'd know it was charging with the lid closed, though, since there are no indicator lights on the outside at all. With the keyboard, Samsung enlarged the keycaps and reduced spacing between them to improve the typing experience and appearance. There is not much travel to the keys, however, which doesn't help the experience at all. Samsung's redesigned Notebook 9 Pro hits all the things you'd expect from a premium ultra-portable 2-in-1 in 2019. Just don't buy into the design hype. Coming at number 7. Asus ZenBook S. Last year's ZenBook S13 UX392 combined a Whiskey Lake U CPU with a GeForce MX150 GPU in an attractive 16:9 form factor. This year's ZenBook S UX393 could have been a simple update, but Asus has gone the extra mile by completely redesigning the chassis and internals for a brand new look yet again. The UX393 makes the jump from 16:9 to 3.2 and forgoes the discrete NVIDIA GPU for Intel Ice Lake and Iris Plus instead. Though aesthetically pleasing, there are a few key drawbacks to keep in mind before putting down $1,600 to $1,700 United States dollars for such a machine. Direct competitors to the ZenBook S13 UX393 include other flagship 3 tool like the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3 or Huawei MateBook X Pro. The 1610 Dell XPS 13 or ThinkPad X1 Nano may also be seen as alternatives to the Asus. The metal chassis is firm and rigid with no creaking and only minimal warping when attempting to twist its corners. Our main complaint involves the hinges, which feel weaker at wider angles. Ideally, hinge rigidity should be taut and uniform at all angles, but the hinges here don't give a strong sense of longevity in this regard. There is both a lot to like about the ZenBook S UX393 and also a lot that can be improved. When compared to the Surface Laptop 313, the Asus blows it out of the water as it is able to offer a larger, brighter, more colorful and higher resolution display within the same chassis size. It also sports more ports than the Microsoft laptop, which doesn't even have Thunderbolt 3, HDMI, or an easily accessible M.2 SSD. The Surface Laptop 3 feels barebones and outdated once you become accustomed to the Asus. At number 6. Dell XPS 1393 65 2-in-1. Looking at the Dell XPS 13 2-in-1, you'd be forgiven for feeling a sense of déjà vu. Thanks to a new fanless Intel Kaby Lake Y series processor, this 2-in-1 is thinner and quieter than the Dell XPS 13 Touch while retaining all of its strengths. But you may have to borrow a bit of courage from Apple lovers as there are only 2 ports, USB-C and Thunderbolt 3. This, along with slightly stronger overall performance and battery life from the HP Spectre X36013W023DX means the XPS 13 2-in-1 falls just shy of nabbing our editor's choice for high-end convertibles. But if dongles don't scare you and you have cash to splash, you'd be remiss if you didn't put this versatile 2-in-1 on your short list. The nifty thing about the XPS 13 2-in-1 is that it fits a 13.3-inch display onto an 11-inch chassis. This configuration features a full HD 1920 by 1080 resolution touchscreen, which is par for the course for the category. While a QHD Plus screen is a configuration option, Full HD is perfectly fine if you primarily stream videos from YouTube, Hulu, and Netflix. And as is the case with other convertible hybrids, you can use this one in 4 different modes: laptop, tablet, stand, and tent. Each is comfortable, though the placement of the webcam makes stand and laptop modes less than ideal for video conferencing. Unless you don't mind the person you're talking to looking up at your chin or up your nostrils, you're better off using tent mode, though that could be frustrating too if you like to type and send notes while Skyping. Like the Lenovo Yoga 900s, the XPS 2-in-1 features a fanless Intel processor, which means it's super quiet and there's less heat. A quieter computer is always nice, but the cool factor is particularly good if you're using the XPS in tablet mode on your lap for long periods of time. With the XPS 13 2-in-1, Dell marries the strengths of its ultra-portables with the flexibility of a convertible laptop. You'll probably need dongles, but strong performance and ultimate portability make it a worthy contender. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Microsoft Surface Pro 7. The Microsoft Surface Pro 7 did not reinvent its Windows tablet predecessors when it launched in 2019, but instead iterated on a time-tested design by delivering better performance and adding a USB Type-C port. Almost a year and a half later, here in 2021, it remains the alpha dog among 2-in-1 detachables. After years of tweaks and alterations across the first few models, the Surface Pro's design has stayed more or less the same over the last 4 iterations. You could set the Surface Pro 7 alongside the previous versions and, aside from color variations, not be able to tell them apart at a glance. The inclusion of the USB-C port ultimately gives this one away, but they're otherwise near interchangeable. The Surface Pro 7 still looks slick, but the problem is becoming the context, and it's an issue, at least in part, created by Microsoft itself. By 2021 standards, the design is looking a bit dated, especially the thick screen bezels. This was made more obvious by the emergence of the Surface Pro X, originally revealed alongside the Pro 7. The Pro X boasts the slimmer, rounder edges and thinner bezels that you might expect out of a contemporary top-tier Surface Pro device. When the two are next to each other, the Pro X looks decidedly more modern. It's a gorgeous system, inducing that feeling of tech envy that has slowly gone missing in the main line. The Surface Pro 7 is a solid iteration of Microsoft's flagship Windows tablet 2-in-1, elevated this time by worthy upgrades in the form of a USB-C port and peppy Ice Lake CPUs. Coming in at number 4 of my list, HP EliteBook X360 1030G3. Bad news for fans of the HP EliteBook X360 1020. That 12.5-inch business convertible is going away. Good news for traveling execs everywhere. It's been replaced by a trimmer 3rd generation of the Model 1030 that fits a 13-inch screen into a 12-inch chassis. The EliteBook X360 1030G3 keeps the larger display of our former editor's choice for business 2-in-1s, the EliteBook X360 1030G2, but lops half an inch each off its width and depth. It's a handily compact, highly configurable, easy pick to replace its predecessor as an editor's choice among business 2-in-1s. It's a compliment to say the convertible is so compact I briefly mistook it for a Chromebook. Clad in a snazzy CNC machined aluminum unibody, it weighs in at 2.76 pounds and measures 0.62 by 12 by 8.1 inches. HP's stylized 4/chrome logo decorates the lid, while speaker grills flank the black keys. If you're worried that the EliteBook X360's lightweight makes it flimsy, relax. The system has passed mil-STD tests for toughness, and there's no flex when you grasp its screen corners or mash its keys. In fact, when you fold it into tablet mode, magnets snap the screen into place to give you a firm surface for writing or sketching. That's an idea other convertibles would do well to copy. Business convertibles don't come any better than the HP EliteBook X360 1030G3, an executive 2-in-1 that combines ample power with a sunny 13.3-inch screen and a snappy keyboard in a petite 2.76-pound package. At number 3, Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon. There are lots of good laptops, but it's rare to find one repeatedly described as the best laptop you can buy. The 8th generation of Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Carbon carries that history, having racked up more rave reviews and awards than any notebook we can think of except possibly the Dell XPS 13. This 14-inch business system combines an unbeatable screen and keyboard with mil-STD 810G toughness to pass torture tests involving shock, vibration, and environmental extremes, yet it weighs just 2.4 pounds, less than the XPS 13 and many other ultraportables. With stacks of as-you-like-it configuration options, it picks up Mag Editor's choices as regularly as punching a time clock. This year is no exception, though we're sad Lenovo keeps sending us relatively modest Core i5 models. Maybe next year we'll get to review a fancy loaded version. Though the lightest of Lenovo's 3 14-inch business notebooks, the Carbon isn't the lightest on the market. The Asus ExpertBook B9450 is just 1.91 pounds. Still, at 0.59 by 12.7 by 8.5 inches the Lenovo is impressively compact. It's a breeze to stash in any briefcase. Its slightly larger screen, slightly preferable keyboard, and HDMI port put us on Team X1 Carbon instead of Team XPS 13, but you can't go wrong with either. For the record, we're giving the Carbon Gen 8 only 4.5 stars instead of a perfect 5, because it's not perfect, it has no microSD card slot. Nor is it cheap, though it's not outrageously overpriced. A couple of $100 over the ultra-portable going rate seems a fair amount to pay for one of the finest, if not the finest, laptop experiences on the planet. You only live once. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Coming at number 2, Acer Aspire E15. Every once in a while, a laptop comes along that defies its low price. Yet again, the Acer Aspire E15 is one of those laptops. Punching well above its weight class, the 15-inch machine has a sharp 1080p display, good performance and a wide variety of ports. The laptop's keyboard is comfortable, its battery life is decent, and it stays cool under a heavy workload. Despite a few notable shortcomings, a poor webcam, bulky design and unwelcome bloatware, the Aspire E15 offers excellent bang for your buck, which is why it's one of the best laptops under $500 and one of the best laptops for college students on a budget. The Aspire E15 E5 to 576-392H gives you solid performance, long battery life and a good range of ports for less than $400. It does have a few notable shortcomings, including a dull display and a bulky, bland design. But these don't detract too much from the overall package. If you can extend your budget a bit and don't mind a smaller screen, the Microsoft Surface Go is an intriguing sub-$500 alternative. The detachable 2-in-1 has a colorful, high-resolution 10-inch display, and its durable chassis is extremely lightweight at just 1 pound. The $270 Lenovo IdeaPad 120s is also a good option for anyone on a budget. The 14-inch laptop has a clean design, good performance and charges via USB-C. And number 1. Dell XPS 9370. Dell's XPS 13 has remained our favorite consumer laptop for the past few years, thanks to its beautiful nearly borderless display, lightweight and sleek aesthetic. Now, after multiple generations of sticking with the same chassis, Dell's premium flagship has a new design with slimmer dimensions and a beautiful white and gold color scheme. In other improvements, the XPS 13 9370 also offers an optional 4K display, a better webcam, support for EliteBook and a cooling system that promises stronger sustained performance. However, to make its laptop thinner, Dell switched to a smaller battery and got rid of USB Type-A ports. As a result, some users will prefer the older XPS 13 9360, which is still for sale and is powered by the same Intel 8th Gen Core CPUs. But if you want the best combination of design, portability, and power, the XPS 13 9370 is the ultra-portable to beat. Dell offers several configurations of the XPS 13 9370, with prices ranging from $849 to well over $2,000. The $849 base model has a 1080p non-touchscreen, a Core i3-8130 CPU, 4 GB of RAM and a 128 GB SSD. The white model costs $50 more. We recommend the $1,099 model, which includes a Core i5 processor, 8 GB of RAM and a 256 GB SSD. The tricked-out $1,869 model has a 4K touchscreen, a Core i7 to 8550U CPU, 16 GB of RAM and a 256 GB SSD. A 512 GB SSD costs $150 more, and a 1 TB SSD runs $750. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.